lovely. Lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for coming.
We produced this model to explain the concept of what we want to see happen, the vision for St Michael's, which is a building open for all. So you've got the lovely Victorian building here, and the idea is that we'll only have 2 levels effectively in the church, one in the nave area and another in the chancel area, and access will be easy and safe for people in wheelchairs and with buggies. And then separately to have a new hall, and that will be capable of having a partition there and there, so there will be either one big room or 3 small rooms, each with their own entrances, and 3 doors from the church through. What we find at the moment is that with the existing small narrow entrance to the existing small hall, when visitors come to a big service here and we say come through to the hall, it's not welcoming, they just don't come through. Whereas to be able to throw open the doors and people to come through into here, and a big space designed for community and church use, but also having a door there, a door there, a door there, so that if there's an activity going here, perhaps a committee meeting of some sort, we would at the same time be able to have, shall we say, a service after a funeral here, or a children's activity going on, or whatever was called for. And each of these would have access to their own loo, of course, and a new fully functioning kitchen and plenty of storage.
Yeah, definitely. How long have you been in
I've been here for about 17 years.
So one of the reasons that you're doing this pilgrimage is to raise money for St Michael's, which is where we are today. You're hoping to reorder the church, and your desire is to make it open for all. What does that mean to the Camberley community?
St Michael's is a wonderful Victorian church. And when it was built at the centre of Yorktown, which was here before Camberley. And there's a long story of the history, but now the town of Camberley has grown and Yorktown has shrunk in importance, if you like, and the whole centre of the town has moved. So we now, well, when I first came here many years ago, colleagues across the diocese said, "Oh, Bruce, you're going to St Michael's, that's the church on the wrong side of the road and it's on the very edge." But with a new car park, what we're seeking to do is to make St Michael's a worship, a community centre with good parking and easy to access. Now the problem is that the interior of the church is beautifully set up for the needs of the 1890s, as it were. There are changes of level, it's quite constricted. For ordinary worship services Sunday by Sunday, there isn't always the facility to do everything we want to do. We don't have rooms for Sunday school children to do different classes and things like that. But also when we want to welcome in the wider community who want to use the building, such as the British Legion or the Air Training Corps, or to do concerts, it's not set up for that.
So I'm aware this is both a spiritual journey for you and one of sponsorship. When you set off, what did you hope to get out of it?
Every day when I'm at home, there are things like morning prayer, evening prayer, but actually we're always very busy and there's a multitude of different things going on. When you're on a walk, every day you're down to one basic outcome of the day, which is to get to your next place. As you're walking though, your senses are opened to look at the wildlife, the landscape, the weather is beautiful, and then also you have a chance to develop or to let your interior life grow. Hopefully there are fewer distractions. For me, one of the things which I've done for a long time, I say the Jesus prayer. I don't know if people are familiar with that. It comes out of Greek Orthodox and Russian Orthodox thinking, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And if you say that as a walking pace, I also say the Lord's Prayer at a walking place. And sing choruses, sing psalms, and just your mind is working, but also somehow your whole being is engaging, and it's hard to explain, and it's a very personal thing, but just an awareness also that perhaps things which have been in the back of your mind come to the focus, and you just have time. I'm not very good at sitting in silence, retreat houses and things. That's not so much me, but walking seems to set me free to do that.
It's been over 2 weeks since you completed a 390-mile pilgrimage to the Holy Island at Lindisfarne. Now you've made it back, and I hope you had a good rest as well, and you've had time to reflect. How does it feel looking back?
I feel very glad that all the planning worked out. That as I look back, I really I'm so grateful for so many people who showed hospitality on the way, and I could talk a bit more about that. Just lots of different people who were warm, welcoming, friendly, sometimes spontaneously at very short notice. People I rang up or emailed out of the blue, and they said, yeah, of course, come and stay with us. Me personally, I'm more sort of a let's get on and do it sort of person. So, I did have a feeling of elation on the day I got there. Now I'm really happy to be back into parish life. And, I've done 2 funerals, I've done a wedding, and just life